All right, everyone, welcome back and bear down. It's happening. We are 6 sleeps away. We're less than a week away from the NFL draft where the Chicago Bears' future changes forever. The new era in Chicago starts. Caleb Williams will be the Chicago Bears quarterback. Who else is going to be with him? I'm going to show you guys why in this video the pods clearly show we are taking a defensive end. I am all on board 100% with us taking one of those 2 guys on the right there. Even one of those 3 guys on the right. Malik Neighbors, Marvin Harrison Jr., Rome Odunze. I am down with any one of them. I think it would be awesome to pair them up with Caleb Williams for the next 5+ years. Be the face of the franchise. Be able to learn under Keenan Allen and DJ Moore. I just don't see it happening. I don't see any way that happens. And I get the scenarios everyone's placing out there. I get that they say a 4th quarterback could be taken in the top 10. I'm going to show you why that's not going to happen. In my opinion, this is my official mock for the Bears going into the draft. I don't think it's going to go anything other than this. Maybe a player or 2 different, taken ahead of other players at each position. But I'm going to show you why the pods work out the way it does. So first of all, the other day I showed this. This is my ranking on the far right. This is NFL Draft Buzz in the middle. Mock Draft Database on the left. This is according to talent, not according to where they would be drafted, but the most talented players in this draft. So I narrow it down, and I took a mock draft database because it's kind of a consensus of several different places of where they say that talent falls. Put check marks next to the ones I wouldn't complain if we drafted them. I'd be totally happy if we drafted each of these guys. Now, Caleb Williams, number 1, that's done. So the 3 crossed out are quarterbacks because we're not even an option. They're going to be drafted by other people, and they will be drafted at the top of the draft. Then the Hearts are the ones who completed a top 30 visit. And you can see there's a lot of options for us. All right, so here's the top 22 picks in the draft where their needs stand right now. And this is according to Mock Draft Database, which is a great place for this because it takes all the professionals, all the analysts, all of their mock drafts that they've done, and they compile it. And what they do is they say, okay, according to all these mock drafts that we're getting from all these professionals, from all these analysts, these are what they say these teams need the most. And it falls in line really, really well with what the team needs are for these teams. Okay? So here they are. Now let's look at the pods. Let's look at the pods for the Bears. All right, so this is broken out a little differently. This is just from the other screen that I showed you. This is my own personal from the top 30 visits we did. Here's number 1s and number 9s. Okay? Clearly number 1, Caleb Williams. We didn't even meet with any other quarterbacks. This has been done, set in stone. Ryan Poles is not hiding anything. It is what it is at this point. He's the quarterback. There's still a small group of you guys that haven't accepted it. I've been there. I get it. I understand, guys. We love Justin Fields. It's time to move forward. This team is moving forward. In 6 days, they're going to call Caleb Williams' name. You might as well get ready for it now because there's nothing, not even a Herschel Walker trade style from the Commanders that's going to take this and change it. Caleb Williams is the Chicago Bears quarterback. All right. We've established that. The foundation is done. We've accepted it. Now let's move forward. We've got our pods, okay? Matt Eberflus, Ryan Poles talked about the pods, how when they get back to Chicago, after the owner meetings that happened in Florida, they were going to break into 3 pods of wide receivers, defensive end, and tackle, and decide which is best at number 9. Now look at these because there's a very interesting thing that appears when you look at it. According to our mock draft databases, and according to what the professionals say, all 3 of those guys are wide receiver. And then Brock Bowers, I don't see us taking a tight end. I just don't. I think there's a possibility if we trade back, we could. We have so many other needs. So I'm just going to ignore that one, Brock Bowers, okay? He could be an X receiver, but let's not go there. All right, Marvin Harrison Jr., Rome Odunze, Malik Neighbors. I don't see any way that they make it there. Look at 4, 5, and 6. Each of them are needy for wide receiver, okay? I get it. The Giants could take a quarterback. Could. Okay. Could happen. If it does, snag Marvin Harrison Jr., snag Rome Odunze, take it Bears, ignore this video, it's gone. I don't see it happening. Then you look at the next section. Dallas Turner, Chop Robinson, Leatu Latu, Byron Murphy, Jared Verse. All of these guys are projected between, other than Dallas Turner, between 10 and mid-20s. Now, Our projections don't mean anything to Ryan Poles. His big board could be set up, and all these guys could be 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay? And then J.C. Latham is a projected late round, and I get the appeal for him. He's a freaking beast of a human being. He's built like an offensive tackle who just needs to be refined a little bit. Just needs to be a little cleaned up, get some experience, but definitely first-round size and talent with a little bit of work. So definitely not number 9 overall quality. Well, here's our current defensive end room, and I've showed you guys this before. Dominic Robinson had a 35 PFF grade. Terrible. I mean, absolutely horrible. I can't say enough. I had hope for him. I had optimism, but he was a late-round flyer that was back in the days when Ryan Poles was trying to scrap a team together with no draft capital. He doesn't work out. Khalid Kareem, he could be a very limited emergency plan. And the same with Jake Martin. He's struggling for his NFL life, and he's just trying to make it. He's just not. He's small. We've done the Yannick Ngakoue thing. He's Yannick Ngakoue with half the talent. That's what Jake Martin is. Now, I hope he comes in here with motivation to save his career and proves me wrong and kills it and is an excellent rotational defensive end. But right now, realistically, all we're doing is sitting with Montez Sweat and DeMarcus Walker. And I've shown this so many times. This is DeMarcus Walker before Montez Sweat came over midseason. At the bottom there, pre is pre-Montez Sweat, post is post-Montez Sweat. 11.05 sacks a hurry. That just means pressures, okay? So 11 plays between a pressure. So we got a pressure, 11 plays go by, another pressure. That's the way to look at it. Missed tackles, 33% before DeMarcus Walker, or before Montez Sweat came over and helped close that box, close the tackle box. Got it, pressure, the whole thing collapsed, the whole pocket collapsed. Everything looked so much better. Montez Sweat goes down, and we're screwed. We go from one of the top defenses in the league to one of the worst defenses in the league. I can guarantee that. Now, Gervon Dexter helps. Andrew Billing, great run stuffer, great in the middle, but it doesn't fix the fact that we have no pressure coming. And without Tez, that is an issue. Either one of these guys go down, we're screwed. We have to have a defensive end. So you look at this, the Bears clearly see the same need. All right, why do I not think it's Byron Murphy and everybody else does? Well, not everybody. Some people are starting to get on the Byron Murphy hype train. Byron Murphy is Gervon Dexter, guys. He's the same guy, the exact same athlete. You can leave this up. I showed it in a different video. The only difference is Gervon Dexter is just a little bit taller. They're a little taller and a little bigger. Look at their vertical. Look at their broad. Look at their 40-yard dash. Look at their arm length. Everything about them is the same, even the way they attack the ball. Now, Gervon Dexter, if you're going to compare college to college, isn't a fair comparison because he was not used properly in Florida. They even said that last year when they drafted him. They showed it in the second half of the season when the Bears started getting him used to their system, and he played like Byron Murphy. So this, to me, is not happening. I do not see Byron Murphy happening for the Bears. I like the idea. Two of them together, great, fantastic, might be fun. I don't see it as the prime need. Well, we'll run through these quick. I've shown these so many times. Here's the guys that could possibly be Bears. I get the medicals. I'm not worried about the medicals. I love Leatu Latu. He's my favorite. Jared Verse, right there. Chop Robinson. All these guys are freak athletes, too. Look at all of these guys. Dallas Turner, and again, I don't think he's going to be there because with Atlanta's hybrid system of a 3-4-4-3, they're more of a 3-4, but they've switched up a little bit now. He's the perfect fit for them. He's a little bit smaller than the other guys, but he doesn't have to put his knuckles in the grass and be able to launch off the ground like that in Atlanta's system. He could be a Brian Burns type of stud freak athlete, and I love it for that, and I don't see any reason why they would come off of him because of that reason. All right, so I'm getting worked up. I'm going to run through what I think is going to happen. This is what I'm taking to the bank. I really, really realistically think this is how it's going to go with all of these. And I'm going to include some trades. And the trade I think is happening is not going to be where everybody else is thinking it's happening. And it finally came out. I think yesterday I saw one or two like it. I've been saying this for a while. New England, with their needs, struggle. They need more positions more than everybody. And they went and signed Jacoby Brissett. Is Jacoby Brissett the best quarterback in the league? No. But he's a quality Band-Aid. He's a Band-Aid. And if you can get a trade haul from the Vikings like this, 3 first-round picks to trade from 11 to 3, which is very realistic. in this scenario. They could even acquire more, be getting 11, 23, and next year's first-round pick from the Vikings for the Vikings to trade up and get Drake May, who you're starting to hear is gaining some momentum with Minnesota. Yeah, I don't love it. I don't love the fact that Minnesota's getting their top-tier quarterback too, but they're having to give up. They don't have another pick till the 4th round. So they're not in as good a shape as the Bears, and that shouldn't distract the fact of how this should probably play out. Arizona has no need to trade back. They have so much draft capital. And why would you pass up on your greatest need when you have draft capital and a generational wide receiver coming out that not many can be compared to? So this is exactly how I see it playing out. Caleb Williams, then Jaden Daniels to Washington, Minnesota trading up and getting Drake May, Arizona taking Marvin Harrison Jr. The Chargers have to have a wide receiver. Now that they traded away Keenan Allen to us, Justin Herbert is their franchise quarterback. He has nobody to throw to. Malik Neighbors is a perfect fit for him. Then the Giants. I get a lot of people think the Giants could come off of Daniel Jones a little bit early. I just don't see that the move they make this year. Getting Rome Odunze just makes too much sense when he has the Devontae Adams comparison. Now, guys, I hope I'm wrong. I hope the Giants take J.J. McCarthy right here, and the Bears can snag Rome Odunze at 9. I will be dancing. I will be freaking out. I'll be wearing a sombrero. Man, I will be doing all sorts of cha-cha. It'll be crazy. I don't see it happening. So this is how I see it falling. Joe Alt would then go to Tennessee. Dallas Turner would go to Atlanta. And then we trade back with Las Vegas. It makes too much sense for them to jump ahead of Denver and to be able to jump ahead of New England and get J.J. McCarthy. So all we're doing is a small pickup, and it is worth it. 9 for 13 and 44 is being floated out there a lot. We get a second-round pick for it. It's worth it for where the Bears are. J.J. McCarthy then goes to the Raiders. The Giants, or the Jets, go ahead and pick up Olu Fashanu, who's a great prospect for them, and it helps them make up for the whole Evan Neal mess that, hey, they misused our pick we gave to them. You can't predict those things. Some of these guys are going to be busts, guys. They're going to be busts. Now, here's a shocker I'm not seeing many people say, but Brian Thomas Jr. to me is a special talent. New England is lacking wide receiver. They're lacking several things, but they have 11 and they have 23. So here, I know it's out there a little bit. I think they take Brian Thomas Jr. because he's not far behind the other three, in my opinion. And then at 23, they can then address their need at quarterback or other needs. And because everybody else is taking a quarterback, they can take the quarterback in the second round with the draft capital they have. All right, so I'm going to do another trade here. Denver, instead of taking quarterback, is going to trade back as well because Cincinnati wants to come up. Nobody has taken Brock Bowers yet. Brock Bowers is special, and Cincinnati loves their playmakers. So this is a first and second swap for a first and third. It comes out to be very favorable for Denver, but not by a crazy amount. This is a very typical type of trade that you'll see. And with that, they take Brock Bowers for the Bengals. Now the Bears are sitting here 13. Dallas Turner's still the only edge that's come off the board. This can be debatable. I get it, you guys. Most people think Jared Verse. I almost put Jared Verse just to make everyone happy. I just see something so special in Leatu Latu. I had to take him. This is my mock. Now, if it's Jared Verse here, so be it. I'm still happy. I'm still dancing. But if the Bears trade back to 13, get a second rounder, and take Leatu Latu, take Jared Verse, I'm so happy. I'm seriously so happy. New Orleans is going to take J.C. Latham. The Colts are then going to take the first cornerback, the corner off the board with Quinyon Mitchell. Thought about Terrion Arnold. Thought about Cooper DeJean. I mean, my list isn't the same. Quinyon Mitchell right now is a consensus number one cornerback going off the board. So I have the Colts taking Quinyon Mitchell. Then the Seahawks take Jared Verse. This is where the linemen are going to start coming off the board. Maybe to you guys, this is Leatu Latu and the Bears took Jared Verse. I get switch those up, but this is how I see things falling and playing out in this draft. Then the Jaguars take Terrion Arnold. And the Broncos are going to trade back again. I know a little bit crazy, but remember, they don't have much draft capital. And so they're going to trade back and get a third rounder for next year. I don't think this is really that crazy. And the Eagles are going to trade up to get their corner before some of these other teams that might steal him. The Rams and the Steelers come off the board. You always see some of these trades. Let's not get stuck on the semantics at this point, but this is just kind of see how I see things falling at this point right now. Then they take Cooper DeJean with it. I love Cooper DeJean. All right, we'll run through the rest of these real quick because now we're going to go kind of chalk. The Rams end up getting a steal with Byron Murphy, who I think fits perfect for them. Aaron Donald just retired. I just think it makes too much sense with Byron Murphy going to the Rams. Then you're going to get J.C. Latham in Pittsburgh. They clearly need offensive line help. And then in Miami, they're going to get Talise Fuaga, who I think is a steal for them and fits perfectly with their system. And then I thought about the Broncos waiting to the second round to pick their quarterback, but at this point, you've got Bo Nix and Michael Penix Jr. And you know the Patriots are going to pick 23 because they traded down too. So I have with Sean Payton picking Nate Wiggins, cornerback, but I really heavily considered him taking Bo Nix. I just think with Michael Penix and Bo Nix, it's a bit of a stretch. But I do think at this point, the Patriots would then pick probably Michael Penix Jr., it's my guess, leaving Denver with Bo Nix in the second round. I don't know. This is where it gets a little sketch. But above that is really something I can sincerely see happening in this draft. So this is what I see playing out right now as of today. So this is not just a Bears mock draft. This is me at the beginning, the first 2/3 of the first round, my mock, how it would go. And I really think it just makes too much sense. I would love Marvin Harrison Jr., guys. I would love Rome Odunze. I would absolutely be freaking out. Perfect. We probably wouldn't run too much 13 personnel. We're good on our tight ends if this is the scenario because now we have 3 hungry wide receivers to feed, and I love it. I love everything about it. Rome or Marvin Harrison Jr. or Malik Neighbors could learn under Keenan Allen, Marvin Harrison Jr. But with the way those pods fell, with the way they lined up, and how I seen the draft going in the first round, I just think we're 100% trading back because all 3 of those guys are gone, and we're taking an edge. It just makes too much sense in this draft. It makes too much sense with where the board is, with where the Bears' picks fall, and with our team needs, how we don't have any help at the defensive end position. We seriously struggle so bad. In fact, here's the depth chart I traded for the other day for my video. I don't see us being able to pass on this. When you don't have any quality backups and you've got such a heavy dependence on Montez Sweat, I don't see any way we can pass up on that. I don't. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Let me know your comments because to me, it's becoming crystal clear that this is what the Bears will do. Now, a monkey gets thrown into the monkey wrench gets thrown into the cogs of the wheel if Rome, Malik, or Marvin Harrison are all there, or one of them, or anybody right there at 9, because that really throws a cog in the wheel, but I don't see it happening. I just don't. I see up to this point right here just too much sense. That's just how the draft is going to go. I'm calling it right now. That first 8, it just makes too much sense that every team would do exactly that. Minnesota, wants to trade up. Why would Arizona want to trade back when they have Marvin Harrison Jr. at their fingertips? If you were the Bears and we had Marvin Harrison Jr. sitting there at 4, would you want to trade back? I mean, people assume because Minnesota wants to come up that Arizona will want to trade back, but they already have more draft capital in the first and second round. They're set. Why not take the generational wide receiver? It just makes too much sense to me. Let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys have a great weekend. We're getting so close. It's almost here. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Thank you for always tuning in. If you haven't hit the smash the like button, if you haven't smashed that subscribe button, do it. I really want you to do it. I really like sharing this stuff with you guys. So please do so. And until next time, as always, bear down.